In March 2017, I started to notice a funny feeling when I went to the bathroom. It was just a different feeling, not necessarily a painful feeling. About 2 weeks after this started, I noticed some blood in my urine. I went straight to the GP, who diagnosed me with a urinary tract infection. They gave me some antibiotics. I went home, I took the antibiotics, and I thought nothing more of it. About 2 weeks later, the blood came back. So back I went to the GP, we did some blood tests, and we tried a different form of antibiotics. Went home, I took those, and once again thought nothing of it. But the blood came back. So after a bit of toing and froing, the GP sent me for an ultrasound. As soon as I had the ultrasound, it clearly showed that I had approximately a 2-centimetre tumour growing inside my bladder. I was immediately referred to a urologist. I went to see the urologist, and the urologist told me that I was young for this to be a serious form of bladder cancer. I didn't work in any industry where chemicals were involved. I'd never smoked. I was basically told that this probably would be just one of these things. It would be okay, and not to worry too much. Once I got the biopsy results that I had a high-grade muscle invasive bladder cancer, I knew I needed to go home and tell my 2 teenage girls exactly what I knew, exactly what the doctor had told me, so that we had no secrets. I also told my friends and family that I had bladder cancer and that I was going to have potentially major surgery. When I was first diagnosed with bladder cancer, what I really needed was information. I needed to know what this cancer was, what the treatment options were, what the outcome could potentially be. My husband was instrumental in this. He was straight onto it. He was researching, he was talking to people, he was looking at what was the best hospital, what doctors we needed to go and see. Without this, I would have been lost, because for the first few weeks I was still in a state of shock, not really knowing, where this all came from. My life had just suddenly changed overnight. When I was diagnosed with bladder cancer, I knew I just had to do something. I had 2 girls who are teenagers but still need to have a mother. I knew that I had to do whatever it took to try and be cancer-free. No matter what the surgery was, no matter what the treatment options were, I knew that I had to do this. The most difficult part of this journey for me was, 1, knowing I had a high-grade malignant cancer, but secondly, knowing that I was going to have this major surgery to have my bladder removed and be replaced with a neobladder. I was really concerned about how the new neobladder would function, how I'd be able to use it, and what this would mean to me. As it turns out, the neobladder is fine. It works just like my old bladder did. The only difference with a neobladder compared to my regular bladder is that I need to go to the bathroom a bit more often, and usually once, but not always, I have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I'm feeling really good now. Obviously, I always have a concern in the back of my mind that the cancer could come back and what that could potentially mean. But for now, I'm just getting on with life and trying to get everything back to normal and as it was before I was diagnosed with bladder cancer.